You got the dreaded PO420 or PO430 code for cat efficiency. I'm going to show you what you shouldn't do, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. And it's what you shouldn't do, but it's what I'm going to do. Anyway, let me just show you here. So here I scan the codes. This is my RAM, my 05 RAM, PO430, PO420, cat efficiency, left and right bank. What does that mean? That means your catalytic converter is not doing what it's supposed to. It's not cleaning the air. At least that's the way the computer sees it. A lot of times I found that bad oxygen sensors upstream and downstream, worn out over time, can do that. Now this truck's got 290,000 miles on it. I am not about to fix it. It's actually outside of the parameters for our state. Basically, it's a 2005, so it exceeds the window for emission standards. So it's outside of that window now. I can take the catalytic converters off if I wanted to. I'm not even sure if the cats are even there. I know they look like they're there, but I have no idea if there's anything in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the downstream O2 sensors out. I'm going to look with a Borescope. Matter of fact, great time to give a giveaway. We're going to do a giveaway on a Borescope. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to put spacers in. There's videos out there calling it the $5 catalytic converter fix and stuff like that. Does it actually work? I don't know. I've actually never tried it. So I don't know if it works. So I did pick up, this is off-road use only. Let me just tell you that. I did pick these up, okay? These are spacers for your oxygen sensors. Never put them in the upstream because you'll really mess up the way the car runs. Downstream, what happens is the oxygen sensor is just reading what the catalytic converter is doing. It usually has no effect on anything in the vehicle. Usually doesn't affect gas mileage, the way it runs, nothing. It's just there to monitor what is going on. The front O2 sensor controls fuel. Basically, it looks and sees, okay, we got a rich fuel mixture, take fuel out. Oh, wait, we got a lean fuel mixture, let's add fuel to it. That's how they work. So if you ever look at an O2 sensor working, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, because it's constantly correcting itself. The downstream sensor, it needs to see a very slow grade up, very slow grade down, if at all. So that's the reason for the spacer. You put the spacer in there, and it basically moves the O2 sensor away from the exhaust. Like I said, this is off-road use only, or if your vehicle is out of emissions compliance, or it doesn't need to meet emissions compliance, is what I should say. Like my truck here, it doesn't matter. But like I said, when I got this truck, the check engine light was on for the cat efficiency. I'm not even sure if it has cats in it. They may have hollowed them out for all I know. So what I want to do is I want to pop the oxygen sensors out, the second ones, where I'm going to put the spacers, and I want to put the probe up there and see what I got. And then we're going to clear codes on this thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this thing for a week. But you're going to see this video popping up with the second video. So it'll be at the same time. Anyway, so let's do that. Let's get this thing up in the air, and let's go ahead and pop those downstream O2 sensors out, and let's look up and see if it actually has catalytic converters in there. Because like I said, I don't know. The exhaust sounds kind of loud. It always has. So I'm almost thinking somebody hollowed them out. But I could be completely wrong. Let's find out. And then I'm going to read the codes again, see if they're there. Or if the light pops on ahead of time, then I'll read the codes and just end it there, saying that yes, this does do something, or no, it doesn't do anything. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and get this up in the air. Let's pull the oxygen sensors out, and let's look up there and see if there's actually anything in those cats. Because like I said, I just don't know. Let's get to it. Okay, so sliding up underneath this thing, it's easier for me to sit down because of my back issues, which are getting better anyway. But let's look at the O2s. So right here, this is the downstream O2. On the left bank, there's your upstream. There's your downstream here. There's your upstream. Now, I just drove this thing an hour. This exhaust is not super hot. I mean, I can put my hand on the cat. It's hot, but it's not super hot. So, could there be a cat in there? Sure. I don't know. This is a great tool to have if you don't have one. Let's just see if it actually will work. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, cracked it free, no problem. Cracked it free, no problem. All right. I call that a win. I'm going to put a little bit of anti-sneeze on these when I go to put them back in. Whoops, shouldn't hit that. Now this thing, the truck runs fine, so I'm not concerned that the exhaust is plugged or anything. You know, they're not all sooted up, so who the heck knows? Are there cats still in there? Let's find out. Let's see if the media is still in there. let me go get the Borescope, which is over here. And this is going to be the giveaway. It's a Kaiweets Borescope. Okay, it's articulating, meaning that the head swivels. You have this dongle right here to make it do this. So you can look up inside and make turn corners and everything else. So let me turn this on. And it has a light at the end. See that? And you can adjust the intensity of the light and everything else. So let me get this up in there. And the problem is I'm going to have to pause you while I stick this up in there and try to figure out exactly how I want this. So hang on. Okay, so I'm actually kind of surprised. Let me, it has somewhat of a catalytic converter in there. Let me show you. What you're looking at is the actual catalytic converter had burned itself out and blew out. So obviously those will never work. Let me see what the other side looks like. Just so you can see, this is what I did. And you have to make sure of your orientation for when you're putting it in there, so you know that that's actually rotating in the right spot, because it'll only go, it won't go in a 360, it'll only go, you know, like left or right. So let me get it up in that one and see what happens. Hang on. And surprise, surprise, exact same situation. It's empty. I don't think anybody hollowed them out. I think they burned out. But, I mean, the truck runs fine. I have no power issues whatsoever. I mean, you know, for a 4.7, I mean, they're not the most powerful things in the world. So it's not bad. You know, it's not bad at all. I'm okay with it. Not that I would think that I would not want to knock the rest of that out, but I'm just shutting the camera off. Okay. Not that I would want to knock the rest of it out, but I mean, at least I know, you know, what's actually going on there. So what happens to those broken up pieces? They must be sitting in a muffler. Is the only thing I could think of, but the muffler's not, the exhaust isn't plugged. So I'm not going to be too concerned. All right, let me get out 2 of those things and let's put these things on there. Those spacers. I don't even know what you want to call them. I guess spacers. Okay. So I took some anti-sneeze and put a dab on the O2 sensors on the threads, and that's fine. I would be much nicer about it if this was a spark plug. You know, I only put like a little dab on this. It's not really going to matter. I just want to keep these things from seizing up in the exhaust pipe is all. Now, they didn't come with like a crush washer or anything, but it is like a slightly tapered fit, so I'm not too concerned about it. It looks like everything will clear. So let's tighten that up. And as always, don't go bananas. Let me use the other end of this. The flex end is a little bit of a pain sometimes. Works great to get into certain spots, but sometimes it can really be a pain. Okay, so nice and snuggle. I'm trying to film and do this at the same time, so sometimes it's a little bit of a pain in the neck. So now let's insert the O2 sensor. What I'm going to do, I mean, I can always unplug it. I don't feel like it. I'm just going to twist it backwards to twist the wire around. Now we'll screw it in. Like that. Same thing. Just tighten it up. Move to this side. Same thing. I'm going to back up on it so I twist the wire the opposite direction. And then screw it in. This way the wire doesn't wind up all twisted. Not that it would really affect anything. It won't. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to do. Once again, just keep in mind, off-road use only, or if you have a vehicle that you don't need to meet emission standards. Like on my truck, I don't need to meet emission standards. Will this fix it? Will this turn the light off? Because that's all I really care about is turning the light off. Will it turn the light off? I have no idea. I guess I'm about to find out, though. All right. Depending on how this goes, I may add the next section right onto this. But if I drive it for a week and I don't, then you'll see the video following this almost immediately. Air compressor. So I'll announce it here. If you want to enter to win that Kaiweets articulating borescope, send me an email to wwkgiveaway@gmail.com. I'll put a link in the description below. And in your subject line, just put Borescope. Okay, that's all you got to put on there. If you could give me your name and address in the in the email itself, this way I have it. And then what I'll do is, when I don't know when it's going to be, so I'm not going to give you a date just yet. So when I actually do this drawing or whatever, or when I put these videos up, I will announce it down below in the description. So it'll be just above where the email is. So, all right. Hopefully that works out. Hopefully this made sense to you. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Tell your friends also about my channel. If you want to share my videos, I'd really appreciate it. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Have a great day, and keep wrenching. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so I drove it home, and I went to go take it on an errand. The light stayed off on the way home. Went to go take it on an errand, and driving up the road, the light came on. So sure enough, I got back home here. I went and checked the codes. PO430, PO420. Check engine light is on. So let me just see. Let's go into data. This is my King Bolin S600. Pretty darn good little scanner. This doesn't do everything like the bigger ones will do, but it does some pretty impressive stuff for a small scanner. Let's go to read data stream. Now we want to do 1 of 102 volts. 1 of 202 volts, 0 to 1. Okay, we're going to pick those. Okay. So now here, this for such a small scanner, this is pretty neat, and for such an inexpensive scanner too. We're going to combine, pick these two that I already picked out, and then we're going to hit OK. So now you're actually getting a graph. Now this is not a scope or anything else. What this is called a graphing meter. It is basically giving you a graph form of the reading that it was giving before, like the numbers. This is just showing it in graph form. It just makes your life easier when you're trying to look and see what's going on. And as you see, the blue line is the upstream oxygen sensor. It's a little lazy. This thing could probably use a set of O2 sensors. You know, considering the mileage. There you go. There's the mileage. Considering the mileage, I think they're original O2s, to be honest with you. But yeah, you could see the yellow line being the downstream is almost following the blue line, which is the upstream, which basically tells you the catalytic converter is not doing anything. But then again, we know the catalytic converter isn't doing anything because there's nothing left to it. It blew apart. So I thought I would try it. So the $5, $10, $25, $50 or cheap O2 catalytic converter fix by spacing out the O2 sensors doesn't work. So at least not on this. Might work on something else. I don't know. Would I even bother trying to fix it? I don't know. Like I said, on this, or would I bother trying to do what I just did on this on another car? I don't know. But had this thing actually still had catalytic converter material in there, I would have probably tried cleaning the cats. But none of my vehicles have cat codes. So it's like I can't do this on anything else. And obviously trying to clean the cats, it's not going to make the media appear. You know what I mean? It's not going to rejuvenate it. So anyway, that's it. I just thought I would share that with you and just show you where it wound up. And it went nowhere. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. If you're getting something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, have a great day and keep wrenching.